Hello, hello. Welcome to Depression Talks. My name is Emmanuel with an I. And in this live stream, we're going to be talking about feeling like a failure, feeling burnt out. Now, I'm not in your shoes, but if you are struggling right now, feeling like what you're going through is not ending, where you are right now in your life was different than what you expected, then please know this live stream, I believe, is going to help you reset your mind, help you perceive what you're going through differently, so that way you actually recognize the progress you are making, have made, and can appreciate the steps that you're currently taking in your life right now. Now, on this channel, we openly talk about depression, anxiety, and low self esteem. I'm a very passionate mental health advocate. I enjoy talking about depression, anxiety, and I will be earning a master's degree to become a clinical licensed mental health therapist. So please know that I have my own struggles with self esteem, my own struggles with depression, anxiety, low self esteem. So you are not alone in dealing with depression, anxiety, and low self esteem, truly. Even while I'm making this live stream right now, I'm having anxiety about my P's and having anxiety about this being perfect and struggling and failure myself. So when I'm sharing these tips, I always say this: please take what works for you and discard what does not. What might work for me, it may not work for you. So I hope that by the end of this live stream, you actually know, one, you are not a failure. Two, there are ways that you can healthily cope with feeling like a failure that bring you back into the present moment. And then three, man, you recognize more about what you're trying to achieve and how you can healthily achieve it. So at the very beginning of this live stream, I will be talking about my own journey with feeling like a failure, starting from middle school all the way up to me now in my 30s. And I'll go into a few tips on, again, how to cope healthily with feeling like a failure. And then even beforehand, I'll share statistics on why I kind of know that we're not alone in feeling this way. Now, if you're not feeling like a failure, you know ways already that help you feel less like a failure. You're already recognizing your talents, your gifts, your achievements. Please comment that down below. That would be awesome. Okay. That can help myself, that can help other people listening know how to approach their mentality on looking at themselves more positively. Okay. But if you're feeling like a failure right now, I'm really hoping that this live stream is helpful for you. I always allow just a moment of time for anyone who joins during the live stream. I always am very appreciative of you joining right now, joining during the playback. You could be doing anything right now, okay? And you chose to take a moment to stop by, say hi, share how you're doing, and I don't take that for granted. So comment down below if you're joining live. How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being amazing, awesome, 5 being so, and then 1 being I'm really struggling to even want to be here, okay? Where I'm currently feeling on that scale, I'm feeling like a 7, a 7 out of 10. There were moments this week I felt like a 5. It's always kind of hard to share sometimes, but I kind of didn't want to be here a little bit, be in this world, or, my own struggles this week. But now I'm feeling like a 7, and I'm feeling a little bit better. So that's how I'm currently feeling. So I'm just going to give a little bit more time just for a brief moment before we jump right into it. I need like some music in the background. I'll get that. If at the end of this live stream you actually feel worse, you feel like you didn't get anything out of it, not only will that let me know I did not do what I came here to do, but comment that down below. Say this was not helpful. I didn't get anything out of it. Let me know. And I'm going to do my best to prepare better next time so that way I could actually continue to do my best to share something that's going to help you push through these mental health challenges more healthily and practically. I'm not just going to say smile through it. It's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. That's not how I am. I'm only sharing things that, one, help me practically through these moments. Two, the more I learn in school, the more I'm going to learn, hey, this actually works and is helpful, okay? So I'm not just going to be sharing things, hoorah, you can do it. Yes, I try to be a motivation as motivational as I can be, but I'm not going to be just, you can do it. Yeah. Believe in yourself. Yay. Nah, I mean, yes, but that's not the whole picture. All right. Well, let's jump right into it. Okay. So, again, sharing my own journey with you so you know that you're not alone in terms of feeling like a failure. In middle school, I was not confident in myself almost at all. I wasn't comparing myself to other people, but I definitely didn't believe that I had gifts. I didn't know what depression was at the time, or even anxiety. I didn't know what mental health was at the time. This is middle school, but this is back in 2005. So 21 years ago, I had no idea what being happy meant. And this is a photo of me. I was running track at the time, looking all buff and stuff. So I wasn't really confident in myself. I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. And I was just trying to enjoy life, but didn't quite understand who I wanted to, I didn't know about so much. And in high school, it continued. But the difference here is I actually recognized and started to form the belief that I was not able to be happy, but other people around me were able to be happy. I didn't even know why people were smiling. So you can imagine most days I felt like my life was almost, it didn't have a significance. I'm not saying I didn't talk to anybody there. I had I had some friends in high school, things like that. But for the most part, I felt as though anything I do, like people around me can experience these successes, these accomplishments. I'm not sure how high school is now, but relationships, right? I had decent grades my junior and senior year, but I was so depressed my freshman and sophomore year that even though I got good grades my junior and senior year, it still balanced out to around a 3.0 because I had such terrible grades. I was so depressed in high school, and I still did not know what depression was when I was in high school, okay? So then came college, all right? I played soccer. You can ask my dad this question. I promise you, I was such a perfectionist that it stalled my progress in playing soccer to the top ability that I believed I could. No, that my dad believed I could, my family believed I could, that people saw in me the potential, but I didn't want to make any mistakes. Every single mistake I made on the field, I felt as though if we lost the game, it was my fault. I felt like I'm never playing good enough. from middle school, high school, now college, I always had this belief that I was not doing good enough at all in anything that I was doing, just never good enough. Okay. Now that could be a sign of perfectionism, but it continued even through college. Okay. Now I graduated from college. I'm skipping over, just so you know, I'm skipping over quite a few experiences, but I graduated from college and worked as a Waffle House manager, had knee surgery, and then all of a sudden I moved to Florida because a friend at the time has asked if I would like to try to get a job in Florida. So I moved from Indiana to Florida and become a graphic designer. I finally land my first graphic design job. I felt accomplished. I was no longer a failure. I went to college. I got a job. That means I'm not a failure. I felt good. Now, not many people know this, but after a week, 2 weeks actually at the job, I immediately felt like I was not doing something I was supposed to be doing with my life. I didn't know at the time what depression was in college. That's when I figured out, oh, this is what depression is. But I immediately didn't recognize how unhappy I was with my fulfillment in my life, myself. So I'm not sure how old you are. I don't know. Respectfully, I don't know. I can't see you, So you could be in your teens. You could be, in your early 20s. You could be in your 30s. You can even be in your 50s. And I wonder how much in your life have you experienced feeling like nothing you do is bringing you fulfillment, bringing you joy, satisfaction with yourself, satisfaction with your choices, decisions. When you look in the mirror, you can feel proud of the life you have lived, the choices you have made. Yes. Oh snap! What is up? Wait a minute. How you doing? Big guy 3-ish. Okay. I know sometimes I might be in the middle of a thought and I might change my thought abruptly, but when I see big guy-ish, when I see you join live, I don't take that for granted. So what's up? Welcome to the live stream. What is up? So yes, you said that I feel this every single day. Thank you. You said you're happy to see me live and well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. That feeling of no matter how I'm living my life, no matter what I'm doing, it's just simply not enough. And now let's fast forward a little bit. This is me at 29 years old. I'm not sure how long you've been a part of Depression Talks, how long you've been a part of, honestly, supporting my mission, my passion for mental health. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I used to have locks. I'm growing my hair back out. I will have I know this is a side note, but I will have an afro out to here one day, but I won't probably have locks, okay? I'll just go back and forth between twisties and an afro. But yes, this is me at 29 years old. I moved back from Florida to Indiana. I'm with my family again. I am happier that I'm with my family. Got a job. I live on my own, I'm skipping over so much, and that can be a conversation for another time. But I'm living on my own, and finally, I feel as if I know much more about what is important to me, what is valuable. Depression Talks was made when I was 23 years old, and I chose a year beforehand to no longer want to be alive. I went through a moment of not wanting to be here. I took the action of not wanting to be here. So 22, now 20, then 29, and now today. spending more time with my family, smiling, thankful to be able to still smile, okay? Truly thankful. Going to art galleries, art museums, living more alone, more comfortably alone. And even as I say these things to you, I still at times have moments where I feel like a failure. There are still times I feel I should have been at a different place in my life with my desires that I have, with my work that I've done, with my financial situation, my physical health, how I look. I beat myself up and I want to go into a hole and just kind of just keep to myself and push everybody out. So that's why, partly why, I want to talk to you about feeling like a failure. I don't know how old you are. Big Eye-ish. Big Eye says, but YouTube decides to show our usernames on social media. What's up, Laura Mage? Yes, I know you're Laura Mage as well. No worries. I have seen some videos. Look at the happy. Thank you. Big Eye, you said you feel a lot of this. You're not alone. You're not alone. I said I was going to share some stats. I will hear momentarily on how I know that we're not alone from just my conversations with people, but I also know statistically we're not alone in feeling like a failure, feeling burnt out, so much more. So before the statistics, why Big Eyes? You say you're 27. All right, bet. Why do we feel like a failure? Why do you think you feel like a failure? If you feel like a failure, I said at the very beginning of the live stream, when we're talking about this, we're going to talk about resetting our mindset. But you could be feeling positive right now. You could be feeling happy in your life right now. You could be feeling like you're successful and achieving the goals that you set out to achieve already. If you are, again, comment down below that mindset of why you feel successful in your life, why you feel like you're achieving the things that you set out to do. That can help me and it can help others. But potential reasons why you could be feeling like a failure, obviously, no offense, social media pressure. I'm starting to feel older now, but back in middle school, Facebook hasn't even been an app yet. I think it was created in 2006. So it either just came out in middle school. YouTube was about cat videos, playing the piano. Okay. We had MySpace, but now on social media, we have TikTok, Facebook, X, Vimeo. If you're on an Instagram, Reddit, Tumblr, if you're a graphic designer, you got Behance, Dribbble. If you maybe use WhatsApp, Snapchat. I mean, it's, LinkedIn, like there's an endless amount of social media apps that show people's lives, show their successes, suggest ads to you, pages you don't follow, showing you all these things of how life is being lived by someone out there that is giving you this, that can pressure you to feel like, well, what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing why can't I live life the way that they're living life? Comparison can start to happen. And then there's pressures outside of social media. There's family pressure. Your parents. Well, my siblings already are married. Well, my friends have kids. Well, this person makes this much money and I don't. I'm supposed to be here in my life already. And I know a Big Guy-ish. I know Big Guy, he said that you're 27 years old. I understand. A teenager could be feeling this way. A 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, and a 60-year-old can be feeling like this right now. Before I move forward, Big Guyish says, I feel like a failure because I was raised as a shut-in, growing up because of my social awkwardness, and I think process things differently than others. And my mom project her fears of the outside world to me, which caused me to also finally, in my teens, have fears, and that she's right. And I feel like I don't deserve it. My mom is kind of toxic and unreasonably controlling, and I see people the same age as me living their life, making money, have a job, or doing something that I can't. And I can never win arguments, and I'm always wrong. Respectfully, that is family pressure. Is your mom right? Are you right? How do you want to live your life? I can't stress this enough. This is your life. How do you want to live your life? What do you desire for yourself? What would help you feel like you're filling your own cup? That is what I believe you may want to focus your attention on instead of, well, my dad thinks of me this way. My mom thinks of me this way. And if not instead of, if you're trying to, maybe it's difficult for you to think about what you desire for your life more than what other people think about you. Just an opinion, just a suggestion. If you still want to consider what they think about you, just make sure that you're still considering what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself does matter. I know you say you're still figuring that out. Also being black, that I can't just be myself. Basically, I did grow up not being black enough to buy and bad uncles and aunts also didn't help. Yeah, that's a whole entire conversation of self-esteem. This world, the name calling of people saying that you're not black enough. So that's a whole conversation, and that self-esteem can lead to you feeling like a failure. So if you're, again, thank you, Big Guyish, for sharing that. Okay, I know you're lower major as well, but thank you, Big Guyish, for saying that. If you're listening, you don't have to comment, but if you're listening right now and you're part of this live stream and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm experiencing, or you're watching this on the playback, what you think about yourself matters. Okay? All right. Yes, other people's opinions of you matter, but I will argue how you take action from your own thoughts matters more because it's your life. All right. So, again, there is societal pressure on why you may feel like a failure, why you even are feeling burnt out. I had to make this amount of money. I got to have the right clothes. I had to look cool. I had to have a relationship. I need to have kids. I need to have a family. I need to know what's happening in the world. I need to know what news is going on. I need to be independent. The list goes, it's crazy. It's like the list, I need to know how to do my taxes. I'm supposed to have a house right now. I need to have a car. I need to have a savings. I'm supposed to have a stock. I'm supposed to have a 401k. Like the list, I need to have good grades. I need to know what I want to do in college. I need to know what I want to do after I graduate from college. I need to be cool. I need to be popular. I need to fit in. Like it's endless. These things that can make you feel like a failure, even though you have already accomplished things in your life. I'm not in your shoes, but you're here, you're breathing. You hopefully, you took a shower today, you brushed your teeth, you cleaned your place, you took time to be with yourself in nature. Like this is more towards the tips that I'm going to share, but there are things that you have accomplished, and those small things add up, okay? Not something to look over. So when you look at yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, do I feel like a failure? Am I feeling burnt out? I really want you to consider how you're talking to yourself in the mirror. I wish I had a mirror right now. If I look at a mirror and I look at my own reflection and I call myself ugly, worthless, useless, I doubt that I'm going to be able to appreciate and be grateful for the things that I have already achieved in my life and I'm trying to achieve in my life. That self-talk does matter. Now, if I look in the mirror and I say, you're struggling, but you're trying. You want to look better, but you are taking care of your health. You're taking those steps. I don't feel like being here today. I'm feeling worthless, but at least I still made it outside. At least I still went to my job. At least I still went to school, didn't I? How you talk to yourself in that mirror when you're looking at yourself matters. If you were being a coach to yourself, how would you want your coach to talk to you? Big Irish says, it seems like they don't understand it's not that simple. I actually at times neglect my health, but I do try. I mean, you already ended by saying, but you do try. But also that's interesting. I talk to myself in the mirror quite often, but maybe not self-motivation. Self-motivation is a part of talking to yourself. Self-motivation is a part of pushing through those moments where you're feeling stuck mentally at a wall, trying to break through a wall. Very helpful for you to recognize the progress that you're currently already making in your life. I'm saying this to you because I struggle with this myself. I'm not innocent. Like, yeah, I don't feel like a failure and I feel great. I feel completely fine. Like, nah, sometimes I feel like a failure. I feel like I've not made it to where I want to be in life. I'm not taking care of my physical health as I should be. I don't feel like I look good and confident, and I feel like other people don't mess with me. I don't know. I feel lonely more than alone, like misunderstood, not understood by people. The list kind of goes on and on. So I'm sharing this from a place of, wow, I know I'm not a failure though. And what did I do? What helped me figure out that no, I'm not a failure? And I hope that what helped me get through that moment in time helps you as well. please continue to try to positively self-talk in the mirror. It's very helpful for your mental health. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. So, statistics on mental health, feeling burnt out, ages 13 through 42. This was a study by Harvard. Now, I tried to, create a visual to help like break this information down. You can screenshot this if you like. I try to make it as minimalistic as possible as well. But some few things I want to highlight is it says that 32%, and this is from the U.S., okay, but 32% feel a heavy pressure to keep up with the news, keep up with what's happening on social media, what's popular, what's going on, what's happening in the world. 56%, that's quite a large statistic. 56% feel like they have a pressure to have their path figured out, have their life figured out. What next step are you going to take? What choices and decisions are going to lead you to success? If I don't make the right decision now, then that means my whole life is messed up. And honestly, I'm raising my hand here. I struggle with this most likely like the most. I need to know what I'm doing today and how I think about my life today will be the same forever. So that way I know I'm becoming more and more successful, but that's not how it works. Achievement, intense pressure to feel exceptional, to feel you are doing something that is honorable, great, a great feat. And social, that always on social again, the news, the friends, the family, maybe not the family, but the feeling of I need to always be going, aware of what's happening, in the loop. Yeah. Big Ish says, I struggle with that too every day. A lot of people do experience feeling these things. But I'm guessing that not a lot of people have open conversations about these things. That's why we talk about this on Depression Talks. I think it's important that we talk about this. That's all right. It may not be popular. It may not be cool and viral and whatever, but this is really happening daily in people's lives. So I find it to be important. All right. And then lastly, the appearance, to look perfect. I struggle with this as well. Your shoes have to look great. Your outfit is supposed to look nice. And if your outfit doesn't look nice, then that says a lot about you. And then if your skin doesn't look good, and then if your physical health and weight and height, and you're a man and you're a woman, and because you're a man, you're supposed to be able to do this with money and have muscles on your arms. And if you're a woman, then you're supposed to look like this. And it goes back to that pressure that I was talking about. Society telling you how you're supposed to be living your life, pushing you to believe that you're supposed to live a certain way, look a certain way, sound a certain way. It can make you feel burnt out. So, what are some things that you can do to bring yourself back to the present moment? Be grateful for the things that you currently are achieving and feel less burnt out and less like a failure. Okay? So my first tip is give your mind physical rest from the always on culture. Now, I'm not going to share things that are, well, go outside, just breathe and be like, I want to give practical, holistic, helpful advice to help you take action even today, even after this live stream, to actually begin feeling like, you know what, I am making some progress in my life. So the first thing on this first tip is sometimes you really do have to turn off the notifications on your phone. Sometimes you really do have to kind of put your phone in a separate room, get off of your phone. Watch a movie, watch anime, read a book, put your phone on vibrate, stop looking at your notifications. Okay? That's going to help you get away from that always on, need to know what's happening right now in your life. I see you, Big Guyish. I see what you're saying. Okay? I see what you're saying. Let me share this one tip real quick. Let me share this additional tip from this, giving yourself that rest, okay? If you work during the day and you have a job that you're always on the computer, maybe you're a personal trainer, you're an accountant, a cashier could be a little bit more difficult, but you have a job and you're working an hour. Listen, take micro breaks. Take a 5-minute break during the day and make it a commitment, not a luxury. It's a mandatory thing you got to do, okay? And take that time to just breathe, stretch, walk. Set a timer on your phone, a 5-minute micro break. Take 2 in your day. Take 2. Take 3 if you can kind of get it in there. A micro break, okay? Like, I work from a computer most of the day in my current position that I have. And sometimes I set a timer for an hour and I work. And after the hour, I say, you know what? I'm about to take a 5-minute just like breather. Like, I need my mind to get back to myself. I need my body to decompress again. I need to feel some sunlight on my skin. So I actually do I set a timer. I say, you know what? I'm going to take a 5-minute break. And I do. It's very helpful. You'd be surprised how often your body can use a moment of relaxation. Okay. Last one on tip 1 is spend time in nature. But with this one, I wanted to say, even with nature, I wanted to also say, move your body, like dance, work out at home. You can work out at home. Go for a walk. Get your body moving. You can pace around your house. You can play some music on your phone and have a whole dance party at home by yourself. Like, do something that's going to help you uplift yourself. And I guarantee you that at the end of the day, at night, you can say, wow, I actually took more time to myself today than I normally ever do. That feels kind of good. Wait a minute. Does that make me feel like less like a failure because I know I'm taking care of myself? Maybe. Okay? All right, wait. Now, Big Guyish, I want to make sure I read what you're sharing. You had said, thank you for not saying it. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So you had said, when I was 9 to 10 years old, my mom would yell at me and other things, lectures me, or reprimand me for being fat, and that kids would bully me over it. I don't know why I remember that, but I did. Thank you for not saying it. Literally, one person suggested to me to just go outside or go to the gym, and that you can. I can't literally, like, you can't. It's so hard to explaining how being raised. You're isolated. I appreciate you saying you're agreeing with what I'm saying, and I appreciate you saying it's a good idea as well, Yeah, like, these things could be helpful. Again, they could not be helpful, but I do find that it does require taking action in order to make yourself feel better. Okay? All right, tip number 2, I did write a quote recently on my Instagram page, and in that quote I had said, I have failed so many times. There are a plethora of mistakes I no longer make. I've failed so many times. There are a plethora of mistakes I no longer make. When you try new things, you try and try again, you're going to fail. But if you keep trying, you're going to figure out what works and what doesn't work. You're going to end up making less mistakes. This also applies to feeling like a failure and feeling burnt out. That walk actually helped me. Changing the music I listened to helped me. Drinking more water helped. Getting more sleep helped. Drinking alcohol didn't help me. Smoking did not help. Talking to my family did help. It did. Applying for the job actually helped me become more confident. Like, the list goes on and on and on. But if you don't try, you might keep on making mistakes that you could be avoiding if you actually did take action in trying. So try. Fail, okay? Failing is a great lesson. It does not mean that you are a failure. It just means that the failing can lead to you making less mistakes, especially over time. Big Guy-ish says, since you also watch anime, I think you know what hikikomori is. You cool, say that applies to me. Okay, I have not watched that. I do watch anime, but I have not watched that anime. A term used globally to describe severe social withdrawal and confinement to one's home. I feel those. I got you. Hikikomori. Got you. So yes. Hey. Are you taking action even when you're feeling like a failure to get better? Okay. Keep on failing, because I guarantee you, if you failing, that actually means you're taking action. You're actually trying. Okay. You gotta try in order to fail. Now you could just not do anything at all, which it's hard to say that tomorrow's gonna change if you don't take action at all. Okay. But yes, I failed so many times. There are a plethora of mistakes I no longer make. All right. The very last tip, third tip, taking a freaking moment from this moment. All right. Like, let's just take a moment from here. Let's just, yes, I went through this experience. Yes, this happened in my life. Yes, I went through that. I'm doing that. You know what? All right, I got it. I went through all that. But let me just take it from here. Let me just take the moment from here. All right. Now, wipe the slate clean. Past mistakes are accepted, not dwelled upon. Focus on your energy only on what you can control right now. All right, listen. I'm not suggesting that, hey, I did that in the past and it's no longer relevant to my life and what I learned. I'm not saying that, but I am saying this is a new moment, though. This is a new day. This is a new week. This is a new minute. Take it from here, all right? Now, cut down overwhelm. Now, if you had to, let's say you want to just clean your room, instead of looking at it as, wow, my whole entire room is dirty, my whole entire house is dirty, let me go ahead and just pick up the clothes right now. I haven't wiped the counters, I haven't washed the dishes, but let me just pick up the clothes off the floor and put them in the laundry basket. Now you're taking that large, daunting task of, I got to do this entire thing, and you're breaking it down into a step. And then, wow, I picked up the clothes off the ground today. Okay. I took action. All right. Well, I picked up the clothes off the ground and I put the dishes in the dishwasher. Now the whole house isn't clean. I still gotta clean the shower. I still gotta vacuum. But yes, see, that's that daunting thought. But I did take action in making my home cleaner from these small steps that I took. All right. So breaking down those large, I need to get a job. Okay, well, a job starts with one application. I need to make $100. Well, $100 actually does start with like $1. I need to save $100 more so, you know? And then the very last one, it kind of ties into that. Appreciating your small wins. I always say the word small because you're most likely making wins every single day. You just might be glossing over them. Strong opinion. If you're at home, you wake up, you go to school, or you go to work, and you come home, and you don't take a shower, you eat food, you watch shows, and you go to sleep, and you keep on repeating that, it's going to be very tough to see progress in your life. Now, if you wake up, you take a shower, you brush your teeth, you go to school, you go to work, you come home, you study something, then you eat and you go to sleep, you already did things that will help your body physically, emotionally, and mentally feel better. That's what I mean by those small steps. They make a huge difference over time. Okay. Big Ish says, which is why I think I shared to you before. I resent them so much lately. Having a mental disability, even worse when you're undiagnosed, is so painful. Hey. There is a benefit in talking with a professional. There is a benefit in talking with a physician, a doctor. There is. And there is a benefit in you taking action yourself to improve how you're experiencing this life. All right? All right. Again, I understand that this topic is not popular, but I think it is common, as especially those statistics I shared, that people do experience feeling like a failure, feeling low self-esteem, that they're not achieving things in their life, feeling like they're not doing enough. I think that's quite common. So I hope that these tips I shared show you how to practically take action to feel better. Again, you can't just wish that things get better. I know that I wish that could be true myself sometimes, okay? But you can't just wish that things get better. You have to take action so things tomorrow have even the chance of changing. Wow. Big Guy says, just to let you know, my own mother keeps telling me it's my fault that I'm grown to look up stuff on mental health myself, but she doesn't seem to realize I've been literally doing that, and I even vented to AI chats even, but isn't that part of taking action? Since I have no resources, I know I did somewhat learn. It's just all I know at the moment. Yes, looking things up on, ChatGPT, Google, resources, that is helpful because you're finding information and research that can help your mental understanding of yourself. It also is helpful to maybe drive to a community health center, like literally type in like community behavioral health. So that way you can walk in there and be like, is it possible I can ask a few questions? I'm not even saying set up an appointment. I'm simply saying, asking the clerk at the desk, like, hey, I was just wondering, what are some resources that you suggest I go to that are free that can help me improve my mental health? Like, you can just leave right after asking her that question. Um, on YouTube, like, think about your social media feed. Like, what are you watching constantly? Are you watching content that is making you compare your life to others, making you or drawing you towards feeling unfulfilled in your own life? I would suggest curating your social media feed to pages that are more mental health motivational tips, practical action, like actionable mental health things you can do, and things that inspire you and motivate you to view your life and your day differently. For myself, I never try to suggest something that I'm not doing myself, but for myself, I really decided to curate my feed to not just show comedy, like not just show pages that make me laugh, not just show pages that are like just gaming pages, or just like I want to look at my social media feed and feel like I'm growing as a person, maturing, getting stronger. Yeah. I used to often, but no, I kind of feel that with everyone, especially a person in my own age or teens. Um, Again, I cannot suggest enough of I cannot suggest enough of taking intentional action and improving how you approach your lifestyle and how you're choosing to live your life. Okay? I mean, at the end of the day, I did say it is your life, yours. So you have the power to create change in it. Okay? Big Guy says, everything did bother me lately. Everything did bother me lately. I'll continue to work on that. And guess what? That's already half the battle. I know that's a common saying, but I'll continue to work on that. That means that you're going to try. And if you try, you might fail, but the more mistakes you make, the more mistakes you're not going to make in the future. Okay? So you're going to try. You're going to continue to work on it, and that's awesome. All right? All right. I hope that this live stream was helpful. I hope that these tips are helpful for you. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask me? Please let me know. And, comment down below. Do you agree with these tips? Do you feel like these tips were helpful? These tips gave you some direction in how you can actually take action and feeling less like a failure and view your life, your day differently? View yourself differently? If not, comment down below and be like, nah, I don't think this was helpful. I don't think going outside is helpful. Going for a walk, taking micro breaks is helpful. I don't think, I don't think that trying and making mistakes is going to make me feel less in my life. I think that just let me know what you think. And I'm open to hearing your opinion. You don't have to agree with everything I say. Take what works for you and discard what doesn't. I think I'm going to, create a graphic that says that, take what works for you and discard what doesn't. Big Guy says, I'm the only one here. Hey. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you joining, okay? Hey. Thank you. All right? Yeah, I don't take that for granted at all, okay? Thank you. Somebody could be watching this, later and say, well, this was so boring and I don't feel like listening. But hey, like, I appreciate you being here, big guyish. And if it was boring, I did my best to still share something that somebody could be struggling with. And I don't think that's a failure. But it could be a failure, and maybe I'll feel like I failed, but I don't think I did. I think that, I'm here right now trying to do something to help. And that's okay. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. But also, it did help. The going outside ones, it would help if I'm not a shut in, though but it can help everyone other normally raised person. But I can understand taking action that works with mental health. But it is somewhat an honor, especially with someone so adorable. Hey, right on. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Um I don't know. I know it's Friday. Right now it's Friday. It's Friday night, Friday evening. People are doing their own things. It's summertime. People could be busy. And even when you're busy, you could be busy right now, Lord Mage, right? And you still chose to be here. So thank you. Um, all right. This look, I almost put myself down. This non-helpful, boring, unpopular, not needed content, advice, opinion, perspective was shared. Like my mind can easily go into that. But you know what? I'm going to say, just to show you how my mind works, I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to end this attempt at helping others, pre-planned, boring, not useless, could be better live stream. Okay. It can always get better. So, all right. Oh, you said, hey, Big Guy says, it wasn't boring to me. Hey, thank you. You are not a failure. Okay. You might be feeling burnt out. Get some sleep. But you are not a failure. Okay? All right. I think it's time to end. Oh, wait a minute. Big Eye says maybe next time announce you'll go live on your feed on YouTube or IG before actually going live, maybe. Hey, now I actually did put out a YouTube community post saying I was going live at this time. Yeah, I actually did. And I didn't put it on Instagram, and maybe that would be helpful. But on my YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel, I did put in the YouTube community tab that I'll be going live Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, talking about feeling like a failure. I'm burnt out. So I don't know. Maybe doing it during the week on a Tuesday would be better. Doing it on a Sunday would be better. I mean, it's Friday, but you never know. On Friday, somebody could be home right now. Somebody could be feeling like a failure right now. Just because it's Friday doesn't mean somebody's not feeling like a failure. What? It could be Christmas Day and somebody's feeling like a failure, okay? All right. It could be 4th of July. It don't matter. All right. I'm always happy to hear this. I'm always happy to stop by. Hey, thank you, Big Eye-ish. All right, last message, because I'm about to go. You're awesome. I appreciate you, Big Eyes, for joining. Okay. Big Eye says, oops, I didn't see the feed. But thank you. But thank you. I hope you have a good Friday. Thank you for your attempt to give advice. Hey, look. Thank you so much. Last message for me too. Laugh out. Do take care. All right, Big Guyish. Oh my gosh. Yo, all right. So what's going on? So y'all are what's going on? Okay, so Big Guyish was joining the whole entire party, and now y'all what's going on here? Okay, I was about to go, and okay, so Still the Real Ruler. Now, first of all, I appreciate you joining Still the Real Ruler. Okay, let's get that real. Let's get that said. Okay, thank you. Um, um, Emmanuel, good to see you, bro. Yo, what's up? It's good to see you too. For real, like. fist bump up in this piece. Okay. Am I on IG? Yes, I am on IG. My IG is Depression Talks 1. That I keep hitting this microphone, but that is my IG, Depression Talks 1. So yes, check out, send me a message. You know, I'm here. I'm here. All right, now, hey, fist bump again to you. Thank you for the fist bump back. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm about to go. I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. Please let me know what you think of this live stream. I know Big Guyish did. Still a Real Rula came up with this piece. I think it's time to end the live stream. We out here, DC live stream. Thank you so much. As I always say, do you? I appreciate y'all joining. Do you? Stay spikelicious and keep smiling. Peace. Peace. All right, y'all. Have a great day.